What's up guys, it's your boy Brapidia back at it again with a new Pokemon Legend ZAZA SUPERCUT. And so we'll continue the adventure where we left off, staring at the Buddha's boy Zygarde's blood. He's glowing, to be frank, which is some rather peculiar scenario, and now he wants us to chase after him, which we are going to oblige Benny Hill style all throughout the city. Until we reach this house, where he's literally going to gnaw on me and insta-teleport me DBZ style to the roof. From there, we'll be able to actually see that there is an Absol currently coated in lean, that purple energy, which we do not know what it is for now, but from the trailers I actually know that it's Mega Evolution energy or something like that. And we're going to be aided by the second Buddha's boy, being Lucario, to fight against Midsol. So essentially AZ is Lucario and me against the domain expansion from Absol is going to be pretty insane. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Absol is a giga letdown, right? So the fight will be very much force forwarded, but as soon as we get Mega Lucario, it's essentially going to be over. And as you can see, now we can actually, for the first time, Mega Evolve a Pokemon in this run, which is not even our own. But at least it's one good boy, and literally one of the best Mega Evolution from competitive. After that huge letdown, we are actually going to get the Mega Stone for Absol. That is something very, very surprising, since at this point we did not know how to get any of the Mega Stones. Right after that, we are going to continue with a side quest, being for example feeding trash to these guys, or fighting off against a dog, and even picking up one of the Kanto starters. And we'll be able to go to Wild Zone 8 to add the 5th member to our team. That being said, he is going to resist a fair amount, not that much, because he will essentially be took up by King K. Rool. And we'll just chuck a ball at him, which actually reminds me of, that Gundam that one guy has in that drilling anime, Gurren Lagann. And I make the huge mistake of asking chat for names for this guy. I'm not going to read them out loud, but these are certified hood classics. Right after, we meet with Vinny, the guy with the most Lily-ass haircut literally in the universe, and he is going to tell us that there are more and more rogue Mega Evolutions going around the city. And he's going to tell us that only higher ranked people can actually fight against those Mega Evolution Pokemon. And essentially, he's going to give us the very bad news that we at rank V, not level, cannot do that. And for that reason, we'll actually be promoted to rank F right now, after we face against none other than himself. We're literally jumping about 20 letters in the alphabet. So, obviously, we need to grind points to be able to go and fight Vinny. And that is going to take some time, but we're also going to note that Crocono can now evolve.
Also, unfortunately, I cannot see all the the whole sprite in itself. But he has some ridges in his back, which literally looks like two pair of cheeks. Yeah, you see that?
Right after, we are going to see that Fitch is going to evolve into Victory Bell as well. And there is a reason for the backstory why it's named Fitch. So funny enough, in the past, I used to do randomizer Nuzlocke with my brother. And one of the Pokemon that I really do not know, I thought it was actually a swear word, right? Because I was a bit young, you know, swear words were very funny. I thought that Fitch was a swear word and I named that for my Victory Bell in that run. And the Victory Bell actually survived the whole entire run. So, right after, we'll have the opportunity to go fight against Vinny, who is literally Unk, plus he has a yee ass haircut. And we're going to make light work of his team essentially. So he's supposed to be, from what I can tell, a normal type specialist, sorry. And he's going to pull out the big guns with one of the literal best mega designs that I've seen from this game, Mega Grandpa or whatever it is. And it's absolutely going to cook me, literally. So this is legitimately the fight. I am struggling against it, and the reason I actually sent out Drill Boy is to slow it down a bit so that I can actually strike the KO using my Feraligatr. And fortunately, we managed to defeat the guy. And now we get this very, very nice animation, which actually ends on me landing on rank F. To pay respects, of course, because no one hears the words they say as the memories gone, blah 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 blah. And we can actually admire the great foliage in 240p, because these are literally pasted on the wall, bro. This is literally one of the worst views I've ever seen in this game. The graphics are not that good. But anyways, we also get a flashback of Vinny actually meeting up for the first time AZ. AZ, who, by the way, is an absolute monster. This guy could dwarf literally Shaquille O'Neal, one of the biggest guy ever. I think in terms of height, he might actually be able to stand toe-to-toe against Andre the Giant. If you don't know him, just Google him. This guy is a goated wrestler. But yeah, right after, we're going to go buy a few Mega Stones, which is actually the second way to get Mega Stones in this game. The third one being when they are gifted to you, of course. And we're going to give the Gengarite to, obviously, Gengar, right? And now, we are going to actually see for the first time Canary. And Naveen actually tells us that at some point we are expected to go and fight her, because she's a rather strong trainer. But she's also competition in not only one field, being Pokemon battling, but in one other field, being a streamer, which is something that I do not like. I'm actually going to smack her around just because of that. And we actually get our first ever hit on the Rogue Megas in this very secluded corner of the hotel. So, Quasartico will give us more information about that.
Three directions. First one is Miss Spark in Bleu District is going to be Slowbro. Okay, Mega Slowbro. Fair enough. Second one in Drone Sector, where we can expect a Camerupt. Oh, Camerupt. Okay. Victory Bell! Yo, I know where I'm going. Oh my lord, I'm going to team up with that guy.
I'm going to realize that I have to team up with Naveen, unfortunately.
Mega Feraligator.
And we'll also be able to get the Mega Stone for our greatest killing machine ever, King K. Rool. And we're also going to check his design out, which very much seems like a bad design, right? But just look when it attacks what it looks like. It literally looks one-to-one as a Totodile. I thought the design was mid, but just because of that, the design became goated for me. To be fair, they could have done a bit more, but yeah. Right after some grinding, we are actually going to be able to evolve Drillbur into its final form, being Kamina, of course. And we'll also be able to catch the 6th member of our team, being the Dratini. So, fun fact, Dratini actually, well, not Dratini, but Dragonite actually Mega Evolves in this game. So that's the reason why I'm taking him. And it's also at a level where it can actually become a Dragonair right away. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And as I did mention previously, or I don't know if I did, if it did make the cut, I'm going to help out Naveen to defeat this huge plot. Will I be able to hit a home run against this pitcher? Who knows? So right now, we are fighting for the 3rd, if I'm not mistaken, Mega of our team, being that huge, veiny Victreebel. And fortunately, I have my trusty Gengar to be able to rival against it, so that it can actually resist both its grass and poison attacks. And Mega Gengar is actually a pretty good one in itself. And after it tried to ooze all its goop and tries to finish on me, I will actually defeat it. And we will team up against the fraud Tony next to fight off against the big cone. So, right after defeating the big sack, I will now come for the big cone, obviously being the Mega Slowbro on the screen right now. And I'll try to literally act as a pack of ice against it and try to make it finish actually its Mega Evolution. So, for thick and thin, we managed to team up against Fraud Tony and defeat the Mega Slowbro for multiple rounds of Mega Evolution, because I don't know how this guy has so much endurance, but it's amazing. It's like as if he took some Viagra. And now we finally meet up against Unk, who is going to tell us that we cannot climb a building, which is an absolutely reasonable take, and we're going to fight off against one of his goons. Right after that, I meet the goat leader, and we're actually going to scale up all that scaffolding and go to meet the last Mega of the bunch. So, I am now going to proceed to take a very short nap, because this fight is just a snooze fest. Mega Camerupt does not deserve a Mega. Oh my lord. Huh? Is it over yet? Nice. We finally managed to defeat the Camerupt. So, after going back to the hotel, we actually meet up against Stalker Asdog, who will give us a bad time. And because this guy is obviously legendary, nearly same level as all of my team, I need to spam attacks against him, otherwise I am going to lose the match. And after checking if this guy has rabies, he actually drops me a piece of caca. I mean a rock, which I do not know what it does, but it's definitely something important if the big dog gives it to me, right? And this is the actual first time we're going to meet up with a local hobo, also known as the ex-crime lord or the environmental terrorist Lysandre. He actually makes a comeback from all the rubble he literally was supposed to die from in the previous games. And we are going to see that our next challenger right now is Canary, the streamer. So we are going to give her an ass whoop, and of course this guy is going to simp for her. And right after that, we managed to grind off a bit to be able to evolve Furrybait into its final form.
For the amount of binacles there are in this game, I wonder if there's like a mega Barbaracle, right? Is there? Nah, that can't be. From all the mega Pokemon that exist, there will be a mega Barbaracle, right?
So after making the most ass-pull prediction ever, with no clue whatsoever, just the fact that we've seen a lot of Barbaracle for now, we managed to arrive at the power plant. And now we're wondering who is that person.
She's definitely an important NPC, right?
As the me in the pause just said, this is literally an important NPC because of the Mega Stone and the heart. And I'm going to fast forward this because this is, although this is very interesting because it gives us a lot of information about that Canary person, right? This is literally a very long side quest. And right now, after we finish all that, we finally fight the side character, being Unk himself, and my Dragonair and Kinkiru will make light work of his team. Except for the last one, because his Mega is insane.
Oh my lord. Excadrill is yo! My Excadrill is going to pierce through the heavens with this evolution.
So, after taking a look at that sick Mega, we are going to get a Mega Evolution as well. And I'm going to actually get a very lucky shot with that Ice Fang and freezing his Pokemon. And then we'll be able to actually get the craziest reveal ever and go fight against his granddaughter. So, she's an electric type user. So Fitch will be able to make light work of a team, paired with Furrybait because the Ampharos just did a Cotton Guard, so he's going to get his defense very much very augmented. And from time to time I'm going to actually leash life to recover some HP as well. And we're going to fight off against her Mega as well, who is surprisingly I forgot the name of this fish, but it can actually spew out goo, which make real animals like choke on that goo and stuff. And that is the Mega Electros, sorry. And we're also going to rank up to rank E. After giving Naveen a signed plush, we are going to eat together and see that some more missions have been unlocked by Quadratico. So, let's go for it. And first off, we're going to go fight Mr. Potential Mon himself, Mega Midriel. Unfortunately at that time I did not have the Mega Stone for Furry Bait, but I managed to kill it nevertheless and get the Beedrill Light. Secondly, we are going to get spooked by the Mega Bannet. And we're also going to be very disappointed by it. Essentially because Mega Bannet is a support mon, it's not an offensive mon, right? But his Shadow Clone Jutsu is something to be worried about sometimes. I mean, you just have to follow those who do not have a life bar to be able to kill it, right? And we're also going to see a high view of Stalker Asdog and see the local Hobo as well. And at last, we're going to fight up against Holucha, who has an actual sick Mega Evolution. Plus, he has a piece of fluff where his crouch is, and we're not going to talk about that. And after some literal tiring minutes of dodging his attacks, because this guy can deal a lot of damage, we are going to finally defeat him and get the Holucha Knight. Anything about doing this? This is a promotional battle, yeah. Evo, that name rings a bell, right? Oh, that guy. Okay. So, this might be the last time that I actually show some footage of me doing side missions, because those take time to edit and they are very plentiful amongst all the missions, even counting the main missions. So I might not include those in the later videos, but just take note that after every main mission there's like 5 or 6 side missions, sometimes more, sometimes less. So right now we are actually going with Evo trying to find his sister, and we actually ask help to the detective and can take some beautiful pictures from those. And right after that we continue gathering clues, even counting a rematch against Canary yet again, where I'm going to absolutely curb stomp her team, including her Mega, especially since now I have Mega Escadrille as well, which is going to lead us to this fountain, where we are going to have 3 very reasonable choices to make about information to this fountain. And we're going to choose to stop the water by using Ice Beam on it. This is going to drain out the sewers and allow us to go there. Afterwards, we're going to get blocked, gather some keys, and we're going to try out the keys, where actually none of them work, which is going to cause Evo to literally bust down that door using his fist. I would not want to fight off against this guy, mano v mano. And now we're going to play Ghostbusters in the sewers, passing through walls and stuff. And we're going to realize that these are just illusions from the Chandelier. Chandelier obviously belonging to Gwyn, Ivor sisters. And we're going to get the obligatory fight against her. Right. Literal light work, no reaction. Her team is very weak except for Fat Guy. Not gonna lie, this is a very fucking sick design, but unfortunately we'll have to curb stomp it. However, we're going to give it a very honorable death through the use of our own Mega, who will free shot it actually, despite it using Protect. And that's it. GG, well played. So thank you guys so very much for watching. Thank you for all the support, by the way. Please do remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel. Turn on all the notifications. And on that note, see you later. Peace.